last month, I decided that I needed to take some action and help my son. He's 12 years old, he's got mild cerebral palsy, and I needed to help him with his brushing his teeth. I felt that he just was not doing an adequate job. So I headed upstairs to the bathroom where he does his morning routine and just watched for a couple minutes. I felt as though he was just kind of doing that and not getting anything. So I started coaching him. I said, okay, Braden, don't forget to do the back, okay, and the in behind, and do the top, and underneath. And he just was not getting it. He wasn't doing a sufficient job. So I thought, well, the hand-over-hand method is going to do the trick here. So I stepped in behind him and I put my hand on the toothbrush and I started guiding it. And once I did that, in his lovely adolescent way, he kind of pulled away from me and threw his head back and did this growling sound. It was like, and in that very moment, I felt anger exploding in me like a balloon that had been shot full of helium. With everything in me, I wanted to tighten my fist on that toothbrush and put my hand on the back of his neck and scrub like the Dickens and just scream at him, "Shut up! If you did it the right way the first time, I would not need to do this." I don't know if you've ever felt that way, if you have ever lost it on your kids like that. But for a number of years, that is how my interactions were with my children more often than I would like. Now, you're probably wondering what had happened with Braden while I was brushing his teeth. I believe that I left you with, if you would listen the first time, I wouldn't have to do this. And I felt the anger. And I shot up a really quick dart of a prayer to God, and I said, Lord, I need you to interrupt me right now. And it felt like what can only be described as a pinprick in my spirit that started deflating that balloon. And I stepped back, and I let go, and I walked out of the room. And I paced back and forth in the hallway, and I just kept saying, human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. Lord, interrupt my natural reaction. Help me to deal with this differently than I want to. And after a minute of that pacing and that praying, that balloon had deflated. I stepped back in there and I said, Braden, I'm sorry that I got a little bit rough brushing your teeth. And I'm sorry that I was frustrated with you. I don't think you're doing a good job. And I want to work on that with you. But how about we do it on Saturday when there's no school and we're not in a hurry? And in the way that kids do, he just leaned over, put his arm around me, and he said, it's okay, Mom. I love you. You're the best. And I sent him off on the bus. And I thank the Lord. Because God is that angry. I was a woman who yelled and screamed and swore at my children for years. And God showed me a different way. And He wrote a new ending to my story and a new ending to my kids' stories. And we're still working on the not yelling thing. It still happens, it still slips out every now and then, which is why God has helped me figure out what to do when I mess up. And we're still really working on the not yelling thing with Megan. And every time she does it, I kind of want to yell back at her and just get in her face. But I remember that that is me. That came from me, and it was taught by me. And I'm the one who has to unteach it with the help of God. It's through the power of the Holy Spirit, and only the power of the Holy Spirit, that I went from being angry mommy to mommy who sometimes occasionally messes up in the day. And I pray that if you are like me, or if you know someone like me, that you also, or that friend, or that family member, will also be able to experience that freedom. So the path to freedom wasn't easy. It wasn't quick. It came with lessons and hard work. And I feel like God said, I'm going to take you through it, but it's going to have to be work, and I'm going to teach you these things. But I want you to write it down, and I want you to share it. Because maybe for one or two other women, then it might not have to be quite such hard work. I am working on a book called Mommy, Why Are You Angry? It hasn't been picked up by a publisher yet, but I'm still working on it, and I'm submitting it to publishers because I feel that these things that God has taught me can't just be for me alone. And in fact, Carol talked about that this morning. She said that God will use our story to minister to other women. And I hope that He will use my mess-ups to minister to someone else so that they can have just a few less mess-ups than I did.